was born a bodybuilder and I will die a bodybuilder. This is the #1 bodybuilding show in the world. It was really spectacular. We're gonna go up to $500,000 for the winner next year.
Pacific West Injury Law. Injured? Call 602-HURT. Car accident? Call 602-HURT. Our firm is dedicated to you and your recovery.
Why? I mean, you look like you have bug eyes right now. So they must be yours.
What do you mean bug eyes?
I think yours have bug eyes too.
Probably. Well, I got 4 eyes.
Yeah. You know, they just convinced me they look like a Clark Kent. You know.
Yeah, you could be Clark Kent.
Oh, that's what it is? The bad eye. Not Louis Skolnick for Revenge of the Nerds, who Clark Kent. I can't feel that. I'm like,
my college professor. Yeah.
Geeky. I know, that's how I feel, you know, but I had...
What have they said? What have the fans said when they follow you on the podcast?
Today, you know, half of them are laughing, half of them are telling me how good it looks.
I mean, you look sophisticated now.
Like, what kind of glasses should I...
Trying to be like me.
What should I buy? Like with my bone structure and shit like this?
Well, yours are sunglasses, though.
Mine, when it gets dark out.
Yeah, my turn...
they go sunglasses, too? Like Sean Ray, you wear, sunglasses in the building, or...
Yeah, he does. But anyway, I did 2 cardio days this morning and yesterday, and they turned completely dark. And then when I come back to the house, it takes a long time to go back.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
It seems like eternity when you...
Yeah, exactly. You can see.
Why are you doing cardio now? I thought you were anti-cardio.
I am.
What happened?
Because
winter's wearing off.
When I look at the mirror,
it was like me.
I see things that is ringing the bell like it's time.
Tell me about the biggest steak meal in New York City.
Biggest steak meal? Oh yeah, that's I forgot the name of the restaurant. I send you the name of the.
Well, what restaurant?
Yeah.
You said I'm going.
Then invited us for steak dinner, and it's always. Oh my God, steak is... First, you order filet mignon and whatever else, and then he orders like 4 more tomahawks for a whole table.
And you just keep eating until you can't move?
Keep eating. Last time I was with Dana, Hunter, and everybody else, we got the 36-ounce...
I know, and you ate it all.
I was the only one finishing. Yeah. But it did us proud, IBB, you know.
Now you got to go train and put the muscle back on from it. You can't let that protein go to waste. Talk about this new shirt that you got on right here. Because I've never seen this in person.
Yeah. They look bigger?
It
looks like a football player.
I can appreciate that on you, actually. It looks
good. It looks good. It does.
This is the Young LA UFC collaboration that they did.
Young LA, I'm trying to convince you to sign me up because I'm on 3 podcasts. Today, this is my 3rd podcast.
Because you're young. And you used to live in LA. You used to live in LA.
I'm not so young and not so LA, right?
Let me ask you a question. So, UFC fight.
Yeah.
Jon Jones.
Okay.
Is he the greatest fighter on the planet?
There is no question about it. There is no doubt. There is no argument. He's the best that ever lived, right? I mean, when you look at his record, he's 28, 1-1. One no contest, which he won, and one disqualification for 12 to 6 elbows, which he also dominated. You know, he won. So he's literally 30, nothing, right?
He's never lost.
He never lost. He's the best that ever lived, you know, but he was a light heavyweight most of his career, and then he turned into heavyweight. Just had 2 fights as a heavyweight. And I pray to God that he's going to accept to fight Tom Aspinall, because that would be the greatest fight in UFC history, in heavyweights. And it will be the challenge that he really should put himself through.
Bigger than the Brock Lesnar fight?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Tom is legitimate. When you look at Tom Aspinall, I mean, before he came to UFC, first, he could come to the UFC, but he didn't. He was like not ready. And then his last 3 fights in other federation, I forgot, Cage, he won in first round in 1 minute each. And then he turned into a UFC fighter, 8 fights, 8 finishes, 7 in the first round, and 1 in the second. Only Andrei Arlovsky lasted to the second round. So when you look at this 96 seconds average, minute and a half, that's how much it
Makes a
takes.
difference.
So he is new breed. He's
young, right?
hybrid.
He's like
fast,
30, right?
explosive, 30, 31. I mean, he is a real challenge to Jon Jones. I'm not saying anything like, he can beat Jon Jones. He believes he can, and that would be the challenge. John is saying he doesn't need it. If you're the GOAT, and you are, don't you want that one more challenge? All the world is expecting it. So
to fight Alex.
Alex Pereira is a killer, but no ground game, and he's middleweight turned light heavyweight, and it's not the same weight division. I mean, John would probably put him down very fast, and that would be it.
What was the atmosphere like with the president being the upcoming president coming in with Elon and
Oh my God,
JFK was there and
oh my
Kid
God!
Rock.
I mean, when Trump comes in, it's like you enter the new universe. I mean, it's like you feel it in the air. I mean, it's just like something. People love him, and it's different. And this time he was with Elon as well. Hey, it's super, super special.
I love seeing anytime we've had a president that goes to a modern sporting event, whether it was Bush at a football game or Clinton at a football game or Obama at a basketball game or Trump at a fight. It just makes it feel like they're one of us.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you like them or don't like them. You should respect the fact that they're there.
Doing the
Yeah, that
was kind of fun.
John did everything right. I mean, yeah, John did. Okay.
Gave the belt.
Wait, I'm not gonna say he did everything right in his life because some things that he didn't. But as I was saying before, if you're an MMA fan, you love Jon Jones for his fighting skills. There is no question. I mean, he dominated for years. Okay, towards the end, he didn't really dominate the last 3 fights in light heavyweight, but he still found a way to win. He's an analyst. He breaks down everybody, dissect you left and right. And when he goes to the octagon, he knows exactly how you move, what you do, what's your pattern. So I do think that he analyzed Tom, and he sees that, that would be a challenge that maybe he doesn't want to take. But I hope the Hunter and Dana's going to convince him.
It takes a big pot of cash.
They have it.
As he should, right?
But you know what, though? It takes a lot of money to get him there, but it also makes a lot of money.
So just imagine this. If this is going to be the last fight of Jon Jones, greatest of all time, he should be paid.
Of course. Do it in Rome at the Coliseum.
That's for Alan Zuckerberg, right? That's the one that's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, man, think of the Mike Tyson battle.
I had the pleasure of watching it with Dana White.
We were talking about that.
Yeah, so it's, in a way, it's sad to see. I mean, we all love Mike, just like we love Jon Jones. Everybody loves Mike. There's not a human on this planet Earth that doesn't love him, right?
Not the Mike that we grew up on, though.
Yeah.
So I watched yesterday. I saw it. You probably saw this on Instagram. They tried to compare the streams versus pay-per-view. And I actually wrote stop it on the post because it's Netflix, right? It was streamed. How do you compare a pay-per-view? $100, $90, $60.
I still think Netflix made a fortune.
Of course they did, but the stream was cutting out. Was it cutting out for you guys?
It didn't cut out.
Yeah, when you were texting me, it didn't. But then there was a couple of times. But put it this way, they're smart. They put Indian guy into the card, and India is 1.6 billion, right? Yeah, people. So that was a smart move.
So that's what I was thinking. Okay, it's the basic entry level's what? $7, $8. But if you want it in 1080p, it's more for Netflix.
7?
It's like for the entry level 720p, not
Really?
high quality. But then they have a 1080p one. The 720p, you get commercials. But then if you want it in 4K, it's like $20.
I don't know that.
But how many people had it and said, I'm going to upgrade? Or how many people got it from India? Or the other guy, the guy from India has the biggest following from Brazil, is 150 million on social media.
How is this possible?
I don't know. 150 million. So
How many Brazilian people are there?
well, no, you more than just people from Brazil are fans.
I know
But
Brazil.
but if you just let's just say
What does Brazil have? Like 80 million or something?
They have the research.
I have no idea. I'm just
I'll pull it up.
throwing the number.
But the amount of people that got it because of that, or the amount of people who now watch the fight and you saw they were promoting the shit out of things. There's all those sponsors on there were paying money because I know how much one of the sponsors paid, and
Yes, so
That's
it's
it.
in the middle
they
of the page.
they paid probably almost as much as some of the other sponsors pay for a whole year. So when you
I
have
say the number, right?
But when you look at this, the amount of maybe people will keep that membership for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, how much money they make from it, I think they'll make a ton of money from it. You know, it's not like the UFC will get, $80 for 1 million streams, but they're not getting this reoccurring revenue every month from it.
Yeah. But see, when we were watching, I mean, and Dana was so invested because of Mike Tyson. But as he was walking and then he tripped, right? It's like, look at his leg. Right away, like, oh, he can't even walk normal. Like he's going into the fight with one leg. Like, oh, man. So the thing is, Tyson at his best, how many microseconds would Jake last? Right?
Wouldn't get out of the first round. No way.
The first round, he won
No way.
not 1 minute. There's no way on earth.
He was knocking out the best fighters of all time in 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's one.
So do people now, everyone call out Jake Paul?
Who would be crazy? I mean, I would call him. Rick, I can kick your ass. Yeah, who wouldn't? Because I mean, he is a good businessman and money is rolling. So of course everybody wants it. Don't you want to pay him?
For 20 million?
I mean,
I fight him for one.
20, I will.
I fight him for one. Stick the chin, take a punch like Woodley.
Is there another big fight coming up soon? UFC?
Oh yeah, it's coming in T-Mobile. Are you gonna finally come? 310 is gonna be a Sakura Pantoja. Is gonna be Volkov Gan. We just talked about heavyweight.
where is that? What date is that? Do you remember?
7th, December 7th, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a Saturday.
Yeah.
Because that's a day I fly.
Oh,
Philippines.
bye. Yeah.
For 2 months.
Hilly peep your knees.
Out of here. Out of this dump.
Yeah, are you gonna come? One time.
About it.
I'll work with Hunter to convince you. Jesus. You watch it in your room anyway.
Yeah, it's nice on TV.
Do you remember when that company reached out and they wanted to pay you for us to watch a fight at your house?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know when they have like the TV, like celebrities watching it?
Uh-huh.
They bring food. They wanted to pay Jay.
Bring a film crew.
But they wanted to have a film crew at his house to watch a fight. But it was like 8 hours. And he's like, I'm not sitting here for 8 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Which card lasts 8 hours?
I don't remember what. No, because you
before
have
and
to sit
after.
there because you have to watch all the fights, the
Yeah.
prelims and everything.
Yeah.
You do it.
I watch everything.
I should go back through my messages and say Milos will do it. No,
Early
you won't.
preliminaries. I watch everything. I
Would you miss a fight here if you got paid $5,000 to watch it at home?
to watch that at home?
Yeah.
No, I would go to
You'd turn down $5,000?
Oh yeah.
They have to sit in your living room and film.
Well, why you? I told you this last time. Fuck the money. Money.
You want the experience.
I'd rather watch it at home though.
And then what
Because
I'm
I
gonna
can
do with this 5,000? I'm gonna spend it somewhere.
You can use it
On what?
to the next fight.
Hey, 5,000 or watch on T-Mobile. You know my choice already. Anyway, did you enjoy the? You didn't even watch John fight. Did you watch it?
No, because I was flying.
Oh, so you had no idea. Oh, okay.
We were just with John too in March. Jay's got pictures with him.
Yeah.
Because he said John signed a Young LA.
Yeah, we were talking.
This Tom Aspinall came over and put the hand on the shoulder.
Yeah, that was right. We were right there.
Are you right there?
Yeah.
Don't you have a video?
Not of that. I have a video of John. John was like
Hugging me.
getting Jay to come over, and he was fanboying over Jay.
Yeah.
We're hugging and just talking.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I really hope this fight happens for the fans around the world. Because that would be an interesting fight. Okay, let's finish with that. Anyway,
Milos is a deal broker. He's going to make it happen. Get 10%. No, you don't want the money.
That's why I'm.
You don't want the money.
You want 10%? You want the money? I don't want the money. I'm cool with it. Anyway, so
We had a busy weekend.
busy, super busy, and super exciting, right?
Well, we have to start with the week prior.
Week prior. Okay.
So let's start with talk about
The week prior,
Yeah.
you had the Romania show.
We have a Romania, which was actually a huge show, show of strength, right? Jake Wood was there, Alina Popa, and everybody else. There were so many categories. But we talk about the bodybuilding. So, you see, for me, it was kind of sad because the last 3 years, that's the show that Behruz Tabani entered. He could have pretty much won all 3 years, if you really think about it. First year, Rafael won, Samson was second, he was third, which is, again, great result, but he was that good. Second, he beat Brett Wilkin, and Brett was in one of his all-time best, yeah. And then last year, there was Samson coming and beating him, rightfully so, but he gave Samson a run for the money with his conditioning, shape, and his overall presence. So this year, that would be the plan. And I highly regret him not doing Romania and Prague after we realize who entered the Prague. That would be ground that you can prove yourself against 14 world.
But he was dieting for a long time.
He was dieting way too long, yeah. And not just that, emotionally, he was really hoping that after 2 years being denied, third year is going to be the charm, he's going to get it. I mean, there was a point month before when you text me, congratulations, and it's like kind of maybe a lot of people already told him some Iranian guy that also waited for a long time, got the visa, so he's next in line, he's going to get it. I prepared him for 5 shows that he didn't compete in because he couldn't get the visa even for Europe. Imagine.
How would he have done, Milos, in the show?
I think that he would do tremendously good.
I'll say it, I think he would have won both.
I think he would have won both. Yeah, but I'm biased coach, so...
No, after I saw him in person, I think he would have won both.
I mean, to say that he would beat Martin is a stretch because he was fourth. Arguably, he could have been third.
We'll talk about that.
Okay, yeah. But he would, for sure, give judges a reason to maybe consider him beating Martin. That's how good Behruz is. All right. But so, Romania, Behruz didn't enter. And there was actually not Saturday, but not Friday night, Saturday night when I was with Iranian people and we called Behruz. And that's when, he expressed to me that he would want to pass on these shows, because he was just completely crushed. He was crying all weekend. His girlfriend told me, seeing his name in a chair table, right? And he was not there, for the Olympia, press conference and all that stuff. Like, yeah. So, that's why he decided not to enter. And he's going to come back. Speaking of that, I would love him to do the Arnold Classic and then Arnold UK. But that was going to be, again, visa issues. So right now...
The UK's
I just talked to him like an hour ago. And he would want to do it if it's possible. So we're going to try to contact some lawyer and see. Because lawyers, they're doing so far, didn't do anything. They failed. And I got somebody from Manager Ali. He
deals with all kinds of
Iranian guy that
countries that are difficult.
Yeah, came from Iran. So I have the name of that lawyer, and we're gonna contact her.
I think
and
it's
see-
easier for him to get into the UK because I remember Hadi did appearances in the UK in the
Yeah.
past.
And that's how he thinks if he's denied for the Ohio, he's going to at least try to get
At
the
least
UK.
I would try to get the UK one
Yeah.
first. Just get
But
it.
when is the UK show?
Like 2 weeks after, right?
No.
Oh, no?
As far as I know, no.
I mean, Arnold Classic Ohio is always first week in March, right?
From what I understand, I don't know if it's the same weekend.
I don't
I don't
know.
have the schedule yet.
They don't have it out yet.
Oh,
It's
okay.
in November, so.
Well, yeah, we're going to need to make a plans. So the Cruz didn't enter, but he was Rafael Brandao, yeah. Akeem Williams, unbelievable. The horse MD, Emir Amaragic. There was Christian Volsky. There was German guy, Matthias, that just made his name. So very tough show. Rafael, I think rightfully won. I mean, he has the best combination of everything. I mean, do you have any pictures from that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think, really bodybuilding comes down to a lot of different factors. And there's the muscle factor and the shape factor, right?
Mhm.
And then there's the conditioning in between.
Yes.
So obviously that combination, it can be a coin toss. It's the apples and oranges comparison, because if one guy has better shape and then one guy's bigger, the aesthetics aren't as good, but the condition's similar, who wins? It's
Yeah.
kind of a toss up. I mean, that's where you got people like a Martin who, has great shape, when he battles against someone like a Nick Walker, for say.
Yeah.
That's where the comparisons that the fans want to see, because here's a guy that's going to out muscle, but then you have a guy with better shape and
And they're similar.
great condition, right? Great condition. Both of them have great condition. So when you kind of compare those two, yes, there's a lot of differences, but it's kind of just the favoritism of like what physique they liked at that point, like the combination.
Yeah. Which way to direct the attention, because there's so many factors. I say that always, #bodybuilding, #muscle building. I'm always in favor of shape, right?
But you've seen the muscle building guys take
Winning,
over
yes, for sure. And if I'm a judge, I will give them the nod. So when it's overrunning, we're going to talk more about this in the Prague show. In the Romania show, I mean, it was Rafael's show to win because he was highest placing Olympian, right? He has combination of aesthetic, symmetry, size, proportion, thickness, everything. And
Can we say this right now, or
yeah.
is this live, or? Akeem looked great at this show, by the way.
Akeem always looked great, if you ask me. Lately,
He's really come together. I know Aceto's been working with him, but like when you look at the shape of Raphael, he just has that wow factor combination. Years ago, he was criticized for being too small, right? Not enough density. He's really come into his own, and obviously at the Olympia, he got a lost in that shuffle because I think his conditioning had slipped a little bit.
yeah.
And if he got back to like the conditioning with the former size he had, he's kind of like trying to like really balance everything out right now. And it seems like he had a pretty decent combination at this show. I mean, obviously the best conditioned guy is probably the young kid that's 25. He's
Yeah.
pretty short,
Amir was peeled beyond belief. That's like ridiculous.
and he probably doesn't do any cardio or.
Yeah, and doesn't diet that hard. I mean, by the way, let's give a credit to Chris Aceto's son, 19-year-old Farid. I just posted the video that Chris sent me, like, God damn, right? And then I asked
It's a natural show too, right?
Chris, like, yeah, natural. He is natural. He trains for 2 years and look phenomenal. So I asked him, did you torture him? Oh, not really. It's like, what do you mean? You put Jay on 50 grams of carbs. Like, how much was he taking? 0 on his off days. Okay. And 1,500. I said, like, Chris, you're a Nazi. You torture your own son.
Oh, no. I think, but remember, the kid's 19. He weighs whatever he weighs. It's not like like me, 50 grams, and I was 260.
Yeah. Like,
That's big. Chose to do 50 grams of carb a day, by the way, not Chris. Chris is not a low carb diet guy. He's not.
yeah.
If you need it, it's like you would say. If they need it,
Yeah.
a different story. But if you need the
What do you mean? If your coach is telling you, you don't need to be on 50 carbs, and you said,
listen.
I didn't listen.
want to be shredded.
You're one of those.
You were able to beat me.
Yeah, hold on. You see, if you had more carbs,
Calculation. Well, I had more carbs as I went to the Arnold than I smoked. I do.
smoke the. You see, if you listen to the Chris, you would never lose to me in your Ironman.
Jay just said he smoked.
Hey, we have that saying in Serbia when a pig is running away from something and there is a small hole, and if he gets stuck, he goes stuck and then he kick with the legs. So, provokao se ko svinja kroz tesnu rupu. So this is like hard. You just, you're stuck, and then you pass. Okay. That's how we say when something is so close.
Is that how Jay beat you?
No, but that's what I told this for even a Brad's wife, right? The Serbian term, because that's a term that means. She got offended because I called him a pig, svinja. So that's what I said. There's just that instance of
a reference.
Yeah, reference to hardly beat him. Anyway, I wanna discuss this frontal bicep because here is the perfect example.
You're training horse for this show.
I mean, I'm talking to him every day, but he was preparing himself more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure because we have to prepare for the bias.
Yeah. I mean,
bring your bias to
we
us.
We were discussing everything, but he was there, and he was making the calls. But would I give Rafael Brandao first place? Yes, there's no question about it. But now, when you go pose by pose, okay, he has everything, beautiful shape, right? But you look at Hakeem, more muscular in this particular pose. If you go with Hakeem, I can completely understand.
Good to understand, yeah.
Bigger arms, harder. V-taper is there.
Actually, give Hakeem this.
Yeah, me too. I would have no problem.
I have to say Brandao just because I can't be a yes man to you.
Yeah. So
Brandao, like the
on the basis of shape
and stomach and all that, and
but we talk about what the sucking vacuum means. Sucking stomach.
Look at Brandao's legs.
Yeah, it's Rafael is phenomenal bodybuilder, no question. But here, when you suck in the stomach, okay, or Hakeem squeeze the stomach, show the abs, but still has a small waist, and he still have a flaring lats. So V-taper is there, X-frame is there, crazy arms, hardness is there, thicker chest, So that's hashtag bodybuilding, muscle building. I would give it to Hakeem, even though I like Rafael's physique better. Marcelo is great in front of biceps. Okay. So Amir is doing, the thing of out-angling. Very smart, Amir. Yeah.
Amir's not a small guy, that's for sure.
No.
But this is Raphael's shot all day long.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
You can see the legs and you want to talk about X-frame.
Delts. Hakeem still has that mass, but it's kind of flattish around the shoulders. Shoulders are not popping, right? I would give it this definitely to Rafael.
What does Marcelo need? Does he need to just keep getting more upper body thickness?
Yeah. And the width. He has great arms. He has crazy legs, crazy legs. He needs to improve back, especially back level biceps. He improved in Prague. I was impressed in Prague. Here, it was decent, right? But it's not his condition from last year, even though he thought he's better condition in this show than previous year. Amir, light in the legs, and that's visible, especially like in this kind of poses and this kind of stance.
That's kind of been a little criticism of him. He's a young guy, right? He's probably the youngest guy in the lineup. But he is improving. He's showing improvement. He competed a lot over the last couple of years. And this show, he definitely, people noticed him.
Oh, there was few people thinking he can even win the show, right? Based on conditioning. And
we'll see that as we get into some of the other poses.
Yeah. This is a great pose. The V-taper is there.
This is a good quality footage.
Yeah.
You don't have a video? No.
No.
Okay, side chest. Ugh.
It's hard for anyone to beat Akeem in that shot.
Yeah.
Period. At any stage.
I mean, it's a great shot for Rafael. Beautiful, right? But he's overpowering him. Look at cover the upper body. Look at the legs.
These guys look really great in this shot.
Actually,
horse is looking great.
is really good there
Yes,
too.
so does
They all did.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the glute, hamstring, quads. I mean, look how deep the hamstring tie-in is.
Yeah, all
Back
four.
in our era, we didn't have. You notice we didn't have all this crazy detail from the side, did we?
Speak for yourself, man. But do you see, like,
No, you hadn't. You didn't have that.
I didn't, but
I don't.
we have to find a footage.
Did.
Ronnie had. Yeah, maybe.
But look at.
Side view, maybe you're right. Because I don't remember Flex Feeler having, or
We
Kevin,
didn't have this.
or
Dexter had some, but
actually Dexter didn't have such a great separation of his quads, if you remember.
no. But from the side, I'm
Or
talking.
side.
Dexter and that from
Like to have that crazy hand.
like Akeem.
But no, talking on the eras of like
Look,
90s. And,
Akeem leg, it cannot be better. Which part can be better? This is like phenomenal. Thickness, the quad is popping up, hamstring is hanging, everything is happening. It's crazy. So on that alone, even in upper body, if you can consider nicer shape of Rafael, the whole picture would go to Akeem, which is second out of 3 poses, right? Marcelo looks phenomenal. I would give Marcelo over Amir on this one, even though Amir's conditioning is off the chart. But again, it's, as we talk, it's not conditioning show. It is combination of everything. So
Still muscle contests.
still muscle contest, yeah.
did Amir do the?
No, Prague. And we're going to talk about this, which I don't understand. How could anybody pass? Whew. This is the Amir shot all day. Yeah. Holy. Okay, even.
Kids got some crazy detail.
Yeah. This is.
Hard not to look at it. I mean,
This is hashtag ridiculous.
obviously the legs are a little lighter from behind than the other guys, but I mean, look at Horse here. I mean, it could be the angle too, but I mean, as far as the rear legs, I mean, density.
Yeah. We know that Amir's legs need to come up, but from this angle.
Those are crazy back though. But
Yeah. Slice and dice, lat popping, insertion is there. Everything is happening in strider glutes. I mean, tie-in is there. He wins the shot, even though Rafael looks tremendous. Rafael always have an upper body more ripped than lower from the rear view.
Do you think that's a criticism we see with him is the lower portion? We talked about the Arnold, and he lacked that condition in the lower body from behind. And I think if he's going to roll into 25, and I think that's what the focus should really be, is gathering that condition. Is that lack of size, do you feel like, or do you feel like there's not enough to condition there, or is it just a condition thing?
It's conditioning, conditioning. Because now cover the upper body and look at Akeem and Rafael lower body. It's not even close, right? But the whole picture you're giving to Rafael, because the crazy back, very well developed, very shapely, everything is there. So Rafael, and I'm sure he knows that in order to move into the top echelon on Olympia, that everybody's just waiting for him to turn around and show the hamstring and glutes. This is one pose that Marcelo doesn't have, back biceps, but he has all the other. Look at Marcelo's lat spread from behind. It's there. Yeah. Rafael wins. Yeah. And I mean, Akeem is not bad. We criticize his back, but the lat spread shut, I think he's looking good. Yeah. So we know that Rafael won, Akim was second, Amir third, and Marcel was fourth. You know, okay, Amir didn't really hit the shot. Here's like Jay Cutler, elevated shoulder, triceps pose, right? That's how you did it with the straight arm. You were very unique in that one.
To me, Akeem looks a lot more of a different league in this side tricep. I think Rafael has a lot of conditioning, but I mean, look at Akeem's size. Look at the pecs hanging. You know what I mean? The side leg. I mean, look back and forth between him and Rafael. I mean, does it look like Akeem outweighs him by quite a bit here?
Yeah. Here is typical example of what we're talking. Are we going to focus on shape or overall everything? And here's hashtag muscle building. Okay. Side triceps, you can't see the shape that much, right? So shape would not be deciding factor.
He looks just ridiculous there.
Yeah. Chest and shoulders and triceps and quads. And yeah, I mean, yeah.
Makes a big difference when, look at Akeem, how he can rotate that shoulder and create that space between his lower back and his arm. You can see where, you know, that's where I always had that flexion to be able to really get back and really pop and push that tricep against the lat, which made it illusionary 3D.
Yeah, you do that perfect, yeah. Cheater.
It's all about showing the strong points.
All right. Yeah. Ab shot, I mean,
just looks really clean. I mean, I could say, we could argue, this is so close between Akeem and...
I mean, it's as close. Marcelo looks great in this. He has great abs, great legs, and that's abdominals and thighs shot. So he would be definitely in a consideration here. Akeem, on the video, and I watch it, he would, and here's decent abs, but usually actually in ab shot, he didn't really pop the abs for whatever reason. And then like this, quads, he's trying to stride them, to feather them, but then he loses the separation. And I think that he looked better with the separated quads. And then in frontal biceps, you could see his abs much clearer than in the ab shot, which shouldn't be the case. You know, it should be much deeper in the ab shot. So I think that Akeem could have done even better if he did it properly. And then there's so many poses that he could potentially win over Rafael. But I would give this to Rafael on shape. Okay, you have a more than this most muscular?
No.
Just that one?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Okay. It's kind of hard to tell, but...
Yeah, here, I mean, nobody really has a chest striations, you know, because the way, you know, they did it, and then abs are in shade, so you can't really tell. Marcelo loves to hit that pose. I think the other most muscular is actually even better, which you're going to see in Prague. But congratulations to Rafa. I mean, he qualified for Olympia. Akeem was, of course, disappointed. So Akeem didn't want to go to Prague. I don't know what's the exact reason. But what I don't get it, how could Rafael and Amir miss out on Prague? Now, you've seen this for a couple of years already, how they compare Chris Bumstead with Rafael many times. You've seen that on Instagram constantly. Okay, so that's that anticipated fight, and he was in best shape of his life. He just won the contest. Week later, don't you want to stand, especially if it's the last Cbum contest ever, first open division contest? I mean, that's a missed opportunity. He shortened all us fans of a fight that could have been memorized forever. So Rafael, yes, I was dying for you to stand next to Cbum, and I think it would be a huge thing for him. Yeah, he would have, but he passed an opportunity. I said on an old school podcast, if I knew that Cbum was competing, I would get in shape just to be on the stage with him. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously. And Mir, they compete 1 million times already. He's in Europe. And he didn't compete. I'll have him on the podcast, say my podcast on Thursday. Saying, how could you miss competing, standing next to Cbum? He was in this kind of condition. The judges would for sure put him there, and that would be priceless and forever. Missed an craziest opportunity. And Behruz, right? I just cannot.
What does Behruz say now? Does he wish he would have?
Well, of course.
Would he have not been able to?
I mean, he's in Italy. You know, he just signed a Penata deal. I'm so happy for him. So the things that are happening for him, of course. But, you know, that's one of those shows that you miss out opportunity. Prague. I heard from Stefan. 4,000 plus people in both days, Saturday and Sunday. Cheering crowd, like, you know, you couldn't hear yourself. You couldn't hear yourself thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to think about it. Chris has never competed over there. He's only done one appearance over there since he's been the Olympia champion when he did those seminars in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
So the European crowd has never got to see him. So to the people that couldn't travel to America, you know this, you lived in Europe, you can jump on a train in 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
This is the one time they're going to get to see him. So I anticipated it to be crazy.
So you guys know more details, and I'm gullible. I believe everything. I'm naive. They say, like, once they announce that Cbum is competing, they sold the tickets in 8 minutes. It's a little exaggerated, right?
I'm sure they sold them fast. Yeah.
12?
I'm sure they did. I don't know. But
yeah, but imagine. So before the show, right, when we were talking about what are the chances of Cbum winning, right? I sent to Chris Aceto. He says 0. And then he sent me a second message, less than 0. You know, you said pretty much the same thing, right?
No. I mean, I think we didn't really talk much about it. We talked about, if I said he'd never do it.
He did.
Said he retired at the Olympia, so he quit. And then maybe he just said, hey, I'm going to try this open. And listen, we had Hani on the podcast, and he's kind of like, we didn't get any sense of anything of that such, so I don't think it was even
I think it was a last-minute thing. I do.
So I think Chris is like, oh, I'll give it a run. I'm sure there's some reason.
You know, I mean, with that GNC show, and I talked to Cbum. He said he wants to do one open show.
I remember a while ago they said he talked about doing Reno one year.
He did say
last year.
There was, if you research a little bit, and that GNC show, he told me too, like, you know, because there was, at the time, somebody posted my picture next to him and like a comparison that I'm open and he's, you see, he wants to do the open show. And I think they were already planning, you know, they just didn't announce it. I think that Cbum had the most fun in his competitive career.
For sure.
Okay?
No pressure.
No pressure.
No weight restriction.
Even though, does he have to make the weight? Yeah. Is he like
242?
That's what he have to squeeze in? Really? You know, because Dennis was trying to convince me that, oh no, he still has a room. Because that makes a big difference, right? If he still had a room to grow, and he didn't.
I think he had room in the beginning, but they kept raising the weight limits. Wasn't it too? I think it was like 230 something. Then they raised it, and then they raised it.
He's 6'1", right?
Yeah, I think it's right around 240.
But so going into the show, and I sent you that on chat, right? 2 weeks before the show, I said first 3 poses, Chris is winning. Yeah, you have that.
Yeah,
that's how I see it. Let's analyze him. If he is 242 at Olympia, he was probably closer to 248. Maybe
he was up 6 to 8 pounds.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe even 250. Yeah. Okay, with the smallest, teeniest, tiniest waist and wide shoulders, wide lats. I mean, we all know. Beautiful physique. Anybody on planet Earth that glance at him and say, oh, what a beautiful physique, right? Hashtag bodybuilding. Hollywood script, superhero, like model. You know, he stands out anytime, right? Would that be enough to beat fourth place finisher at the Mr. Olympia, right? You know, and when you think about first time in history, we have two Olympia champions from two different categories and open Olympia competitor that plays top 5, right? I kind of wish that maybe Brandon Hendrickson, men's physique entered, we had all 4, right? That would be something. When they were...
Would actually probably do pretty well in that line.
Yeah.
Probably would have too.
Yeah. I mean, but that would be something. I mean, I'm thinking, holy shit. He's not a smart guy. He has the legs and he has beautiful shape and tie-ins.
But Dia would probably do even better. Wendia would probably do even better because he's a little bit more Jeremy Wendia. He's a little more bodybuilding looking.
I think Brandon would be a better choice. But anyway, they didn't look like 3 guys from 3 different categories. They look like they're competing in the right class. You know? Bodybuilders. Sean Clarita, we talk about him. But I talked to Stefan last night. And Stefan thinks that Martin beat him in every pose. Okay.
Kind of do too.
So when
I think
you consider, okay,
we're watching it from home.
Yeah.
When you're there, and I spoke to Steve.
Did you? Oh,
yes.
So tell us.
You got to remember Martin's legs, and you know this at the
Pick.
They're big even with the open guys.
Chris's legs, you might look at this and say, oh, he's comparison.
Yeah.
The criteria for bodybuilding is different from classic. And you know where Chris lost the most momentum? The back poses. Last spread decent, but not the thickness.
Yeah.
Remember, side chest, as good as Chris is,
The density's not there. Not compared to...
Yeah.
It's criteria, and people's minds are in a different place when they view what that is. And that is the confusing part. We had this discussion with Hunter, right? He said the biggest obstacle is for the average person to judge a bodybuilding show. What are you looking for?
Exactly.
So we all want, like, we applaud Cbum. We love Martin, but we want, this kid is, there's no one better in our business, right? He has all the accolades of everything. So we're looking at something that we think, but we got to step back for a minute and say, wait a minute.
Yeah. Analyze deeper.
The kid that got 4th, he's a kid, by the way. Was he the same condition when he was 4th? I don't think so.
Who the
Martin Fitzwater.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Well, that's general consensus that he was not exactly in the same condition, but his coach told me, he believes that he was in super comparable, condition. What he's seen on the live stream, it didn't really appear that way. Some videos, some pictures, it appear like he's still ripped.
Because Cbum, listen, he's got a great physique, but he had a better tan.
Yes,
his tan looked huge difference.
But here it is. 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional thing. Classic physique, 2D, 3D. Okay. When you're 3D and this bubbly roundness and all that stuff, it loses some conditioning factor and sharpness in lines. I mean, when you're fully loaded with glycogen, you lose some sharpness.
It's like when Cbum does the signature shot and they got the glute and stuff. You're not going to have that when you're really full, because the criterion bodybuilding, this isn't the 80s anymore.
Yeah.
Like Chris has got the condition and the aesthetics of the 80s. Barry DeMay and where all those kind of guys, where now it's just so full and round. That's what the judging criteria is for open bodybuilding.
Yes. So, standing, front relax. Do you have front relax?
I don't know if I ever. All I have is one video. That's all I could find.
Yeah. Structurally, oh my God, your eyes are drawn to Chris. I mean, how can you not? And then it's like, oh yeah, he has more width.
I mean, look at Martin's legs. Before that, if you back it up a little bit and you watch when he's actually hitting the legs, back up a little bit.
This is prejudging, right? Yeah, it's prejudging. Oh, Yeah, prejudging felon. Why did you choose this one with Sean and Matthias in the middle?
This is the only video they have.
Damn.
And it's not, this is what we have.
Okay, so, but here's the thing. Matthias is classic physique turn open. I don't see how he could beat Marcelo on the same basis. How did Martin beat Chris? This is a little bit lighter legs and arms, right? So how can you compare? So I really think that, even though I love his physique and this is great, I'm super happy for Matthias. Oh my God, this guy is still on cloud 9 probably, right? To just be compared, place top 4, be next to, he was right next to Chris Bumstead. This is dream come true. Phenomenal physique, all that stuff. But then again, this is classic guy. So when you think about it, we have in top 5, we have a 2 classic and 1 212 in open division show. So it's a little bit weird.
Let's talk a little bit about Chris Bumstead's biceps, though.
Yeah. He was never there. I mean, he had a short biceps, right? So that's his weakness. But once he hits the shot, you don't look at the biceps.
First thing I notice is Chris's tan is perfect.
It is, yeah.
Everything about him here is perfect.
The X-frames.
I have no problem giving Chris over thick, open division, thick legs, Martin.
I think towards the end they move them together.
Yeah, but listen, here, shape. I mean, he's towering over everyone. Still, bigger, taller, a guy always have advantage, right? Shape is flawless. Lines are flawless. Separation is there. Yeah, he has thicker legs. When I was discussing this with Stefan, like, oh, you still have to look at the 3D and thickness. Frontal biceps is not 3D pose, right? It's not 3D pose. Yeah, if you're alive, you can see the bigger legs. How much bigger? And does that bigger legs equates to winning the shot? Does it? You would still give it to Martin.
I'm not a judge.
Yeah, I know.
And I would have no problem with Chris winning some of these. I mean, like Matt says, I want you to look, Milos.
Yeah.
Okay, just don't just ignore the guys in the middles here but look back at the tan and the definition.
Chris just looks so much better. The tan, it seems like it
made a huge difference here. I know this so minute to so many people online watching, but it makes such a huge difference, especially in person.
Yeah.
I'm sure in person he looked even better.
Yeah. Stage presence, energy, everything about him, like, holy shit, that's the next level. So, yeah, audience was, of course, for him too. Now, second shot. Okay. Chris has one of the biggest lat spreads and the best in the business, yes. But here's where thickness comes about. Look at the chest thickness of Martin, right? Yeah, even though, shut the lights, look at the silhouette. Yeah, Chris could win that shot. But when you really look how much muscle is there, and this is open bodybuilding. On that note, if we encourage classic physique guys to just enter open shows thinking that the shape and conditioning, right? Oh, well, better shape.
If guys
are not going to be in crazy conditioning. Yeah. But still, you have to understand that this is different category. This is when we look for a muscle, for a density, for a thickness, for a compact. And for me, yeah, even though I love Chris Bumstead's lat spread, I said once he's among the best in bodybuilders and classic physique, he still loses this shot to Martin, which originally I thought he was going to win. And Chris looked great for him.
Clarita's, he is small in this lineup.
Yeah.
He still pulled off second place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they keep moving him. This is the footage that we have to go with. I get it. We'll get to the next pose.
I would tell Martin.
Freeze! Can you freeze in the? Can you freeze in the pose?
Right there.
Okay, here, You can see the different, the three guys to the right have no legs to compare to Martin, yeah.
Martin's legs are crazy. I mean, I sat in that front row and watched him compete.
Yeah.
Chris has a great side chest.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
What?
I mean, I love Chris Bumstead side chest. I mean, how much better can you get? You can see big discrepancy in the size of, from the side on the legs.
Not on a video.
On the video, yeah. But again, even here, right? Thickness is not that much in the favor. But thickness in the chest, yes.
You see
and
how
arms.
You see how Chris is pulling the rib cage and all that. Look at Martin just sitting in it.
Yeah, I know.
He's just sitting in it, right? And it's just oozing. You know, the muscle's just there.
So I'm a shape guy, and I'm leaning towards the Chris. But then when I'm realist, it's like, oh, geez.
But it's not like Martin has bad shape.
No,
he has great shape too.
Great shape.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But do you understand? What I'm saying? Listen, I prefer Chris's look. Okay, that's coming from a guy that won out muscling people. I was not necessarily a shape guy. But Martin is like one of the best shapely guys in that lineup. I mean, you got Andrew and you got Samson, right?
Yeah.
But as far as, I mean, I guess Derek too, but Martin had a little better conditioning in certain areas, I feel, than Derek did, except for the back.
Yeah.
I still think.
So who wins the side chest for you?
I think Martin. I mean, I have to.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to because I know the results. You know what I mean?
This
is where. Okay, stop this. Do you see Martin? The difference in the
legs, yeah,
thickness. Yeah. Like look at the back double. Although Chris's is impressive, it doesn't have.
Yeah, Chris's beautiful physique. If he is by himself, that would be a great pose, right? But then when you compare, I mean, even Sean Clarita in this shot could beat him. You know.
Welcome to Fit Club Vegas, the ultimate fitness destination for visitors. Drop in for a day pass and experience our 10,000 square foot fitness playground. At Fit Club, you'll find state-of-the-art equipment and a sound system so good you'll hit your headphones. Conveniently located 7 to 12 minutes from the Las Vegas Strip, Fit Club is a perfect spot for you to come get your pump while visiting Sin City. So come check us out at 4525 West Hacienda, Las Vegas, Nevada. Fit Club Vegas, more than a gym. It's a vibe.
Yeah.
This is where
Matthias looks
This
great.
is where he gathers a second place finish. When you turn around to the back, you have to take everything into play here.
And hamstring. Wait. So what Martin said, I heard that, and then Stefan confirmed. In one of those comparisons,
For his hamstring.
he tore his hamstrings,
yeah. That's when he's
And then, which you could see afterwards, even in the finals, when he was maybe in a little bit tighter condition elsewhere, actually hamstring was in a lesser condition because he could not squeeze. There was nothing happening. Here is very visible. You know, he has lines, boom, 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 everything happening. Yeah. And here too. Even though Chris actually surprised me. I didn't expect.
Martin's over pulling his lats here. He's overextension.
Chris Cormier was saying how he didn't do the poses right. And then Stefan was explaining because of that little injury. It's still thickness.
Chris doesn't have the density.
So much into Martin's favor, so there's no question that he won. Wait.
Martin's side tricep, man. Wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is a leg.
He texted me, and said, Stefan's like, you have Jay Cutler side tricep.
Yeah.
He's got the legs, for sure.
I mean, everything is there. I love everything. Positioning, that the right shoulder is squeezing the right pec.
Like
abs are in, thick, wide, small waist, good abs, hanging. I mean, everything. So Chris Bumstead, right? Actually looks way better than I was expecting. And this is why it pisses me off, right? That classic physique cannot have all these poses in their the comparisons, why you don't have a front lat spread and side triceps.
It's going to show. I mean, 10 years of not competing in an open, Chris still's got it, man. You know, he knows the poses.
He knows the poses.
How many?
Well, he's
he didn't know. Yeah, what year?
I think he looks to me.
So I'm saying
17.
Yeah, so
16, 8 years. Yeah.
8 years of not doing the poses, he still can get in those poses.
No, I think he turned pro in 16. Yeah, 9 years.
I
Enrique
mean,
did the same.
he does in his pre-posing routine, you know, those poses.
Yes, but
You know,
but he looks like a vet here.
Yeah.
I mean,
He knows the poses.
he does the Andrew Jack there. You see him do a quad stomp, right?
yeah. I mean,
All right, here they're going to start
front
it over here.
triceps to side triceps. Tyler was saying that he doesn't like that front triceps, especially not right away. You should sit on your side triceps for a while. Okay, now
They moved.
Here it
The
is.
cameras moved them around.
just standing there, you could see the discrepancy in size.
I'm just going to let it play through.
Ooh, but are you doing this?
No.
The camera did it.
Sean Clarita looked crazy in this frontal bicep shot.
Is Sean back to form now, guys?
Legs is still not there, and maybe chest still needs a little bit. Ooh, here it is. What's happening, man?
Just a video.
It's a video. It's the camera. Matt was talking about that actually.
So looking, Chris just doesn't have the. But you know what? Though?
It's a matter of opinions. If people don't know exactly what to look for, Chris has the width, like we talked about.
I tell you
You
right
can see
now,
right here,
if
this
Chris
is where-
puts 15 pounds on, he's a problem in
Yeah.
any show and anywhere. Period.
Yeah.
He could win the Open Olympia if he took a year or two off and put the size on. No doubt. He could if he put the size on.
Milos, she's 29.
I mean, it's possible, of course.
Could.
But with the,
I won my first at 33. Think about
Look at this. He pushed
Yeah.
the number 4 guy in the world under 250. Imagine if he was 270.
what I'm saying is, right, he's training super heavy. He's super dedicated, super strong.
I don't think he's going to stop training.
Yeah, of course. He has a state-of-the-art gym, you know, so he might continue. And he had the greatest experiences, even though he says that's it.
Can I give my opinion on Chris?
Of course.
He looks better here than he's ever looked.
Yes,
last year.
for sure. For sure.
Is that?
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
He looks better.
Classic. He looks stripped down.
Yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
This is
2022? Yeah, 2022, I think he's my favorite look.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. If you put those two physiques, 2022 Chris and this
I
one.
think 22 is his best look.
Yeah.
I would love to see the comparison, but lately, what I've seen, I can tell you this is better than the Mr. Olympia this year. This is better than him winning Classic Mr. Olympia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
don't change.
what does an Urs think, or a Ramon think, or Mike the Badass when they see this?
Man,
I'm shocked Mike the Badass didn't jump in this show just for...
Mike the Badass has a chance. He would fit perfectly here, right?
Because he was a really bodybuilder.
Yeah, and he has a structure and he could put more size. He would be very competitive. But this is what I'm saying, sir. Wait. Here it is. I still give front double to Chris. Yeah, on this picture. Yeah, I know that some people are not going to agree, but yeah, shape, quality, sharpness, lines.
Do you remember
Clean
how much
look.
talk there was, how much scuttlebutt about, is this a mistake? And is he going to embarrass himself? And, why would he want to go out with a possible loss after he just won?
I think he should have went to the Open 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's what you wrote.
I do. And the reason I say that.
Remember, he filmed the Big Ramy video.
Yeah, I filmed it, that Big Ramy with him and Chris. I think
The one that was
we filmed that.
when we
I brought
He sent it to like
Ramy. Yeah, I brought Ramy to the photo shoot. Ramy and I drove over,
yeah,
and when we walked back there, Chris was just finishing a photo shoot,
yeah.
and Chris Nichols was there, and we just said, "Hey man, get together." And they came together, and I filmed the whole thing. Ian was
It
there.
looks super good next to him.
Yeah.
And that
But-
was Big Ramy.
But I think Chris would be right now. He could be Mr. Olympia right now because you can tell he's holding himself back all these years. I guarantee you his body wants to grow. He has the height, he has the width, he has the shape, he has everything. Just another 15 pounds, and he would be there. The legacy is, are you Mr. Olympia? And he could be Mr. Olympia, not a winner of a division at the Olympia. He could be Mr. Olympia. He could. And that's just my opinion. But he's young. He's not going to stop lifting weights just because he's not competing.
Yep.
If he puts another 15 pounds on, there's no doubt in my mind he's a threat in any show he goes in. And I hope he does.
He has a love for the sport.
Yes.
He loves to train. He has a
He
fast
straight
drain
up. He doesn't give it a shit. He doesn't do it for what people think.
Yeah.
He did this because, hey, I want to do an open show. I mean, people can make all these decisions for him right now and say, "Oh, Chris has got this going on, and he doesn't need to make money." But listen, bodybuilding is passion. We talk about this all the time. We love it. We love it or we hate it. Some guys hated it, and you see where they are now when they quit.
Yeah.
Chris is not going to stop being Chris. He had a love for it from day one. It was probably a great outlet for him. He's talked about it a million times about all the hardships he's gone through mentally. And I can listen. I'm like that. I go to the gym 7 days a week. I train. There's a lot of things that go on in my head that when I go in the gym, I can release those thoughts and those fears and the struggles I go through that everyone thinks, oh, Jay has a clear mind. Listen, man, the gym it's a crazy outlet for me.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, do you think I'm wrong saying that?
Yeah,
he
no,
could be
I
Mr. Olympia?
First, I just want to, before you take this picture of the screen, look at his waist. This is borderline impossible.
The problem is if you go to build your back, Milos, do you destroy that waistline building a thick back?
You remember how he built that back from 1 year to another? I think there was from 2020 to 2021.
I know.
So was
after his
19 to 20.
Yeah.
19 to 20, yeah.
He looked like a different person.
Yeah, a different person completely, yeah. So, which tells you, I mean, I don't even know how he did it. That was the biggest improvement in a body part, especially back, in 1 year that I've ever seen in my life. So whatever he did there. So he's capable of growing, right? He creates illusion. Like I said, biceps. He doesn't have a good biceps, but for no biceps, he look phenomenal.
Right here, man.
Yeah.
He's got peak bicep. People talk about he always had criticism for his arms, but I'll tell you, in this pose, does not so much.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So you think that if he, instead of competing last 2 years as a classic, put effort to do the...
I think he would be in the first call-out fighting. I can't say where he would be.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, it's all the landscape, too. If Chris is there, you have Andrew there, you have a Crizzo there, you have a Regan there, Raphael's about 6 foot.
Yeah.
You got Samson. These are all tall guys. And he outshapes even those guys. So,
yeah.
And look, I'm assuming we saw how much Chris gained in that year in between his second win and his third win. Mm-hmm. He looked like a different person, or maybe his second to third, or first to second. He put so much on. If he put, let's say the next 2 years, he just trains and he puts 10 pounds on, 15 pounds on. On that shape, what does it look like?
Very possible, yeah.
Even though he could stand next to a Samson, the difference is Samson can't get in shape like that. So, I don't know.
Chris was in crazy condition since he was teenager. Any show, you can't find a picture from any show anytime that he was not super conditioned. So he has this in him.
And that's what's lacking with the tall guys.
Now, let's talk about the short guy, because before the show, we talked about a little bit Sean Clarita. And you mentioned Reno when he was tremendous, right? He beat Regan.
He beat
Sergio. He beat
Tonio Burton.
Yeah. Was Martin in that show? Stefan said today like
did one.
he was, but I don't remember.
Might have been. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I just remember when Regan lost that show, they said he needed to get bigger. And he was 255.
So you were making comparison, Regan to
Chris.
Chris.
Chris is about an inch taller than Regan.
Yeah.
And
And
a lot
they
bigger
gave
than
it
Chris.
to
Clarita at
Clarita
85 pounds.
2021, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't give him over Chris this time.
And the week after, Regan beat Moshe Bond, who was top 10, and he beat Samson.
Yeah.
And Samson was almost 280.
Yeah, but this is the same Clarita.
I go back to
Clarita was a little better.
he was a little bit better, a little bit bigger.
I think Clarita was a little better then. I do.
Yeah.
Because,
The legs were bigger.
yes. That was when Clarita just won the title, and he was right. Like, I think that was his peak.
best. Yeah.
Yeah, he was 38, 39 years old, but I hope Chris comes back and does another one.
All the fans in the world would like to see him again. Of
Because
course, burden
he
on the health. Come on, burden on the health.
What's great is he says I'm done with classic.
Hey, he never said I'm never competing again. He said I'm done with classic.
You know how they?
Did he announce something?
Well,
This was the last show.
Yeah, supposedly, that's the last.
Yeah, but you know how many times has the Rolling Stones said it's their last tour? Every year. Hey man, I'm sure Chris is just like both of you guys are. He's not going to stop training. He's going to make it. And hopefully he says, you know what? I can go create a legacy that no one else has ever done.
I mean, when his pressure is off, he's going to enjoy himself, and then he might be surprised how his body is responding.
Of course.
It's okay. Let me eat a little bit more and see what happens. And then when things start happening, it's like,
Isn't it crazy? He came into the year before Olympia, like torn up, tore the lat, all this. He had all these problems, right? We didn't hear it for this one. I mean, he just took it. He's very positive about his mindset, about how he goes into these shows. And obviously having a child this year, it was a big eye-opener to him on what real life is. It seems like, he kind of has told his story about, why he does what he does more. He's opened up more. You notice that? He's more of an open person now. His speeches are second to none. I mean, no one that like
at that level,
can go to that level to express emotions. And I think it's great.
And he's so likable. It's unbelievable, right? So
It started to petition to get Chris to compete one more time.
yeah.
I know we're going to dive into upcoming Arnold. I mean, when's the list done? Do we talk about
December?
So we'll talk about it more, but we know there's a lot of people throwing their hat in there. You just mentioned Ruse is going.
I would love to see.
We know Samson is going.
Yeah.
I want to take a step back. I do think Behruz would have won both of these shows.
Okay, so
I do. That's not me being biased.
yeah, if I said it, I'm biased,
I
guys.
saw him in person, and I saw what he looks like in person. None of these guys get in the shape he does. He would have been the biggest guy on the stage. He's shapely. And when they turn around, he's a big hottie.
Yeah.
Or a big Derek, I should say.
He is
He would have won.
much bigger Chris Bumstead kind of physique, right? So yeah, I do think I love the Cruz, and I have high hopes that he's going to be next Iranian.
There's no doubt in my mind he'll be
Olympia
the first call
champion.
of
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Of course.
After seeing him in person.
And we all love Martin, and Martin has already established himself as fourth. Chris Cormier today said, like, oh, maybe Martin could be second or third, actually, by the way he looked at
And I want to say this because it's not. I thought he would have won these shows because I think Martin at this show did not look as good as he did at the Olympia. The Martin at the Olympia, that's a different story. Behruz would have had trouble.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
not saying he couldn't be. He would have had trouble, but I think with the hamstring, the little holding water that Martin went through, I think
everybody would have a trouble with this Martin.
Yeah.
I mean, Martin has been
Is
competing.
he doing the Arnold?
He's not doing the Arnold. He supposedly is doing Dubai and maybe Pittsburgh. That's what Stefan said. Yeah.
He probably wants to go.
Yeah,
to
Which I didn't want to. He needs a break. He needs a break.
Yeah, I didn't want to push it. $500,000 Arnold Classic. You don't want to give it a shot.
Surprised you
But
wouldn't.
it's too close. It's like 16 weeks, right? When you think about it, It's only 16 weeks to the Arnold Classic.
Isn't the Dubai show after the Olympia this year?
It was July. I mean,
Oh, I thought they were moving it.
remember we were there.
Yeah,
What was it? July.
it was July.
Yeah.
I thought they were pushing to December.
I was told they were pushing it.
Yeah, please push it because, it's like so goddamn hot.
Yeah, I don't want to ever go back there there again. Never again. I'm going back in January. And I was like, screw this. I'm not going in July or August ever again.
Yeah, we'll see.
We haven't been on in a minute, but we saw Samson doing a lot as Mr. Olympia since he won the title.
He's done some
A lot of
appearances.
doors and
Yeah.
a lot of representation.
Samson is in love with bodybuilding, and
He's
he
showing it. 'cause-
he is giving back to the
was he
people.
here?
No, he didn't come. Yeah,
I'm shocked he wasn't
yeah.
here.
Chris Cormier told me he didn't come. Yeah, so just to compete and promote the shows. You see, last year after he was top 3 at Olympia, it was don't go to Romania and Prague. He delivered top Olympia contender physique for the Romanian audience and for Prague, Czech audience, European audience to see what, top Olympian looks like. I mean, you did it, so many times. Ronnie did it. I think that's huge. That's why I'm bummed that, Rafael didn't want to compete. And, there is a show.
You get disappointed when anyone doesn't compete, though, because you did so many damn contests. You just think that, you must have been really disappointed when Sean Ray didn't want to do any shows other than
I'm kind of shocked. Yeah, kind of shocked.
saved his body.
Yeah, but do you really say the body? It's next weekend. What are you going to do? You're going to just maintain what you look like now.
I think really in that time, he can make more doing the appearances and focus.
That's what he said.
Things.
That's what
which
he
I
said.
I agree because I did that.
I did, 95.
Today is a different world.
And Samson's doing the Arnold. He needs a break too, though.
Yeah, 95 and 96, I was qualified for Olympia, and I choose not to do because I knew they're gonna not look for my type of physique, and I had 11 appearances in Europe at the same time and made much more money than I would. You see, one thing that I said, European Grand Prix tours. I was going to the European tour knowing no chance in hell I can make top 5, which means I'm going to make $0.00. I was going for the fun of it. 97, I did 7 shows. I made 0, right? I was on the stage with Ronnie and Chris and Kevin and Nasser and,
You got
Vince.
pictures that last a
You look
lifetime.
back now and are you thankful for that opportunity to be able to stand with these greats that people talk about, like a Ronnie Coleman before he became
Yeah, of course.
the Ronnie Coleman we all know?
Of course. Being kicking your
Do
ass.
you ever sit around? No. Do you ever sit around and do you even think about it, or is it life just too fast now? Do you think life gets easier as you get older, or do you think it's?
Well,
If I said from 10 years ago, what's your stress level of life versus now?
now it's much less stress, of course.
It is.
But with the age come the injuries, and you can't really,
But you feel pretty healthy, right? I know you had the accident last year.
Yeah.
But
even when I was walking today, it's my left knee hurts. My right hip is out.
let me see.
My lower back.
Yates just had his hip done. And
Yeah. So Betty was telling me, well, why is your left shoulder so much higher than the right? I don't even know. But aches and pains.
But you're still training, man. When I see you paired up with Hunter, you're pushing some weights.
And because for the love of it.
Do your shoulders hurt right now?
Yeah, I
Or you
can't
feel
feel it.
pretty good.
Decent. Just you lose the strength, of course.
I know, but
The whole story, when you were younger and you hear this old fighters saying, oh, when I was your age, I could, do this and that. And you're like, go fuck yourself, man. I can feel it. Jesus Christ. I still take 250 testosterone, right? And 50 DECA. So I'm a little bit enhanced. So I should have some strength, and I have none.
how do you feel when people say, oh, he's still juicing and it's
It's not juicing. It's my choice. Look, when we talk about enhance, just the word enhance, bigger, better, stronger. Does any human being, especially man, would want to be bigger, better, stronger? Of course. And you get bigger, better with the training, with nutrition, with good sleep, with the supplement. Okay. Yeah, so that's bigger, natural. Okay, but you want to be enhanced. But you can add pharmacological component to make this even more enhanced. Safe, right? Of course, I'll do it.
Well, research. There's a lot of research.
I didn't. I stopped everything for like 3 years back in the day, and like I don't need it. And when I was in Serbia, and I was like thinking, like, why on earth? I never had a single side effect. And I feel like so much better if I am on TRT.
But did you stop because you were
like one of those?
like
why do I need it?
Okay.
Why do I need it? I don't need it, right? And then I realized I might need it. I like it. so
you're a drug addict?
You're the more serious than I am.
Oh my God, you're crazy.
So
I took as much as
300. Do you know what's funny is how about when we used to sit around and no one ever talked about anything of that was like juice and whatever. We talked about nutrition and, hey, how you guys dieting, how you guys dialing down, what kind of, like, we talked about nutrition, like, because that's what we were surrounded by. Like, you were writing articles for the magazines and we were dealing with these writers that would call us and be like, okay, give me your chest routine, or, hey, give me your diet. What'd you do for this show? And what'd you do different? Why were we tighter in the hamstrings? And you try to, like, you go look at the journal and you're like, what did I do differently? Did I add a little bit of cardio? And then you heard like, oh, well, Chris Aceto's doing this with this guy, and maybe I should manipulate this. And it's like the whole wine thing, and Ronnie Coleman drinking the wine with Kevin. And
it wasn't wine. It was vodka.
It was what? Oh, vodka. So now all of a sudden it's like that's the theory. Remember when everyone's like, you got to have a little bit of alcohol before you go on stage, and then it's like, oh, do we drink each simple sugars? And you had the pie filling thing that was going on with Chad, and crazy.
Yeah. They had a coffee, like espresso mixed with vodka. Yeah. And something else. I forgot what else they're putting in. And then the drink. They're both
diet.
Vodka. Right? Yeah, vodka. And like, holy shit. But I'll never forget that one, because kind of Kevin was under the influence on the stage. And then there was the one time him and Sean were hitting a side chest and they came close. And Sean was like, oh my God, like the smell from Kevin, like he was like loaded with martini or vodka or whatever alcohol he had. And it was on stage visible. Ask Sean next time when he
You know what? We started with the UFC thing, and I just want to finish with this. So Tom Aspinall got paid $200,000 to back up?
That's I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I've seen it. I've seen it on a screenshot of some.
Yeah, but he was the backup in case one of the guys fell out.
Yeah,
so
listen,
that's what they pay. That's what they.
I have no idea. I really have no idea. That probably shouldn't be published or anything. But put it this way, he went through the
training camp. Yeah,
true. So he's ready to go. So is he?
So,
does he fight soon, or like someone trains like that? Do they? They say, "Hey, let's throw you on a card." The cards are already planned.
It could happen.
So is he going to back up?
Like a guy that supposed to fight Chris Weidman had a food poisoning on Thursday, Friday, right? And then canceled for Saturday.
So is Tom like licking his chops? Like, am I going to get a chance to go against John?
Well, Tom was prepared, and kind of.
He had to prepare for both of them.
Yeah,
because I only thought he would have had to fight.
He was probably getting a little nervous because it's Friday. Like, what if, right? Because you have a mindset. Okay, I'm gonna fight. I'm not a fighter, so I don't know the mindset. Like, what do you need to do to prepare and all this stuff. But he said, "Oh, what if?" So he was a few hours before in the lounge with all these guys and VIPs and whatever else. And they still didn't let him have a beer.
Yeah. I watched the interview. They said, when did you have a beer?
Because
he said, Hunter texted me and said, as soon as the fighters get in the cage, you can have a beer.
Really?
I mean,
because what if they trip and fall walking out?
Yeah, then
he's got to be ready to step in.
Dan Ige was
what's he gonna do? Be drunk
3 hours before, 4 hours before, right? So Dan Ige pulled that thing, and I told you proudly because Tom asked me, like, oh, you know what? If I fight, I want you to come out in my corner, right? And I was like, I was probably faint, if I do, but like, oh shit.
I want to go to that fight just so I can film you.
Oh shit, like, what if that happens, right?
Yeah.
Whatever happens. So I don't think that he wanted to fight on Friday, right? Already, like, you know, you want to have a mindset that I'm going to step in.
I was
Jon
wondering
Jones.
if that was real or not. I mean, it's hard that, everyone reads the internet and thinks everything's true. It's just like the 60 million stream people watching that Jake Paul thing versus Mayweather's.
Really?
And they compared the pay.
I don't even know the numbers.
They said it was 120 million watched the Mike Tyson fight. But that's not 120 million people that actually bought it. How many members do they have? They have 240 something million worldwide that pay 20
So
bucks a month.
if India, 17 members of the family are watching on one TV, that's fine.
I think it was smart as hell to have the baddest fight I saw all weekend was the two chicks before them. Oh, holy fuck. That was a robbery. That's a robbery.
Andrew was very upset because she was rooting for the Puerto Rican.
Oh, man, she got
We noticed they showed so close up, which I've never seen that before on fights.
I'm surprised they didn't call that. That was rough. She at least 6 to 7 stitches, at least.
If I understand correctly, if they stop the fight and they count the scores,
They have to come from that. She would've won.
She will won, yeah.
Yep.
So could have.
I don't understand that. I wanted to ask the guy that when we had dinner at your house, the judge. I wanted to ask, how did that happen? Where
when it's accidental,
the loser? No. The loser landed more shots, was more accurate. Literally won everything as far as the fight, and they lose. How?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't know, but
I want a judge to explain it to me because I don't understand.
That statistic, you can't really take it. It's like, how punch was placed, what kind of damage it created. Shit. I don't know. When you just see the numbers, more. So
But even watching the fight, the Puerto Rican girl was.
I think I think she won, for sure. But what do I know? I was putting on Instagram, like I get all excited, talk about Tom Aspen, and they say, Milos, shut the fuck up, stick with your bodybuilding. You don't know nothing about this. Yeah. I know enough to express my opinion.
I think you're learning, I think love is, that's why I ask you, because you love bodybuilding or is it fighting?
How much more exciting is fighting over bodybuilding? I mean, Jesus. If I go to the bodybuilding show, I like to see comparisons. I don't even want to.
I think it's.
I would.
I think what's cool though is that the cultures you're able to travel to for UFC, like the bodybuilding doesn't, like they don't have those big events in all those different regions.
You know what? There's one thing that's comparable with the two of them that you don't get around the world or in other industries or sports. Both of them, they don't care where you're from. They don't care what language you speak. They don't care where your flag is. They don't care anything. Go perform.
Okay.
They don't care.
So let's just now that you mentioned this, because it's relevant where you're from and all this stuff. Going into the show, a lot of people would assume, Chris Bumstead is going to compete, he's going to win because,
following
political, and they're going to judge that way. He's going to have a favoritism and all this stuff. Big Steve doesn't have a favoritism, doesn't care about anything.
No.
He calls it what he sees it, right? So a lot of people think like, okay, if Chris looks anything like, possible, better condition than
I heard more people say he's going to win because of political reasons before.
But that's what always people think. Political. There's no such a thing in bodybuilding, in IBB Pro League. And I'm not kissing ass or either Steve or Tyler or anything. They always judge as it is. And that's a perfect example right there.
He texted me after, before Saturday, before they called it. He said, we were talking. I said, Chris is going to win. I wasn't there. But then it's
just from what you hear people saying.
But I just was reading, because remember, I was touring Canada, so I was in between. I posted up a couple things, and majority people, they were going for Chris because we're all thinking, wow, classic meets bodybuilding.
Yeah, so it would be good for the Olympia. It would be such a hype up and all this shit.
Qualify him so he does it. It pushes him to do it.
Yeah, but
if he wanted to do it, they'd let him.
But here it is just
if he doesn't get one, I don't know who that would.
I don't know if I finished. I was going there and then probably, digress somewhere else. If classic fighters like, let's say, Urs and Ramon and big, Wesley and Now they get encouraged. Oh, maybe I can do the open shows, right? And how you're judged, you still have to consider, your beautiful shape and crazy conditioning and good presentation. Yeah, it's all there, but it's still a muscle show.
Yeah.
Watch how many guys cross over now, though.
There will be
of this.
Who's the guy that pulled out of the? Why am I forgetting his name? He was qualified and he pulled out because he wasn't going to make weight. And now I'm seeing the
Yeah.
he looks ridiculous.
French guy.
Yes.
Stefan something.
Yes.
Where was this?
He was going to the Olympia
Yeah.
and he's like, I'm not going to make weight, so he just pulled out and now he's going straight to open from.
Yeah, he looks
ridiculous.
Oh, I think that was Dennis Wolf's guy.
No, it's
Patrick Tour.
Patrick Tour's guy. He looks like a cartoon.
Yeah, he looks
Absolutely
insane.
He's a classic. He's going straight to open now. He said, I can't make weight. I'm not going to do it anymore. And a week out from the Olympia or 2 weeks out, he said, I'm not doing it. Yeah, I'll show you the pictures of him.
I mean,
I forgot his name, but
Stefan something. Yeah. Serge Nobret lookalike. I mean, round shoulders, cross-threaded, everything, legs. I mean, Jesus Christ. The only thing that he's missing is back, that he's going to need to improve to be competitive. But crazy physique.
That's where a lot of the heavy
one of those.
is the lads.
So, yeah. Let me ask you, too.
this guy.
What is his name? Stefan?
Wow, he's pretty impressive.
What's the name?
This is Patrick Tour.
It's on his page.
Stefan and FC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I know. Look at that. I mean, like I said, back is missing, but everything else is there. And then I don't know, when he hits the frontal biceps, I don't think he does it correctly. So the biceps is not peaking, and he could look big. I mean, he has the big arms, right?
Yeah.
But the frontal biceps, it's just something is to work on.
But yeah,
how would Keon Pearson do? I asked that earlier.
He would have won.
Huh?
He would have won.
Ooh, what do you think?
Because I got the muscle on the frame and his shape.
I asked Stefan, because Stefan is a coach of the first and third. I said, "Oh, Keon, he would be second."
Yeah, it's hard to say. We stacked him up, but he would definitely. That kid's just he's just waiting, because when he comes, he's coming. I mean, he's going to be a hottie Derek story for sure.
Yeah, he's still got a ways to go though. I think he's 20s. I think he can still add almost 10 pounds.
Yeah.
So he'll be in 212 for a while still. I see him in the gym a lot.
Trains his ass off.
Yeah, see him in the gym a lot.
Yeah.
Where are we going to see Nick Walker?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I'm not sure either.
Is he
here and said it yet?
East Coast still?
He's in Pittsburgh.
He's not coming back?
I would, for some reason, I think he'd do like a Pittsburgh show. It's a big payday.
Maybe New York Pro.
Yeah, maybe New York.
I mean, Pittsburgh show is going to be ridiculous. I think a lot of people are going to enter.
Yeah, but they might as well do it in New York. It's right there.
Well, when is Regan coming?
Bigger title.
I don't know if he's announced yet.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when is he coming back in Vegas? Not
In January.
Matt always knows. He just doesn't like to say it.
You guys know.
You know how it is? I never.
Saw him. Oh, did you see? I saw him. I was just there.
He's big. He's big.
He was 304. He told me. Waking up in the morning. Dude, he's big. I saw him. We took a picture. He went up to Pure Muscle. I was at the gym.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Took a picture.
I mean, I talked to Sergio Oliva today, and he says he would love to train with Regan.
Yeah.
I think that would be like ideal.
Regan's going to come back in January because obviously he had a kid, and you can't just take a 3-4 week old and just move him to another country. So they have to wait until a certain age. I think you go to the doctor, and the doctor makes sure the baby's okay. And at that point, they get the passport, and then the baby can come.
Yeah.
So he bought a house up there.
There's a house there in his house here. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I think it would be great if Sergio and Regan are training together.
Sergio, that would be something special. What do you say?
May shows, whatever that is.
I didn't ask.
What is May?
Healthy?
New York, Chicago.
He's feeling healthy.
Good. Yeah.
Where's he training? You see him?
He's
everywhere.
He's mostly at strength culture.
Really?
Torture.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly.
You go to strength culture?
Never. It's great.
Really?
You haven't been there?
Oh.
They just got to open up the back room. They got Panada in the back.
They got a bunch of new leg equipment.
Lisa's over there now. She went to go visit Panada. Everyone's there. I saw him Nexzilla was there just when I saw it posted. Hani, Bob Chick was there. Everyone, a lot of people.
Everybody except Jay.
And you said who was there? Red Bruce was there too.
I say, hold on a second.
That Ruse.
Was that Panada?
Yeah, I did it, but I thought it was in Vegas. You said like what was
No. Lisa got a bunch of equipment from Panada, but she's over there right now touring the Panada facilities.
Back wall of Strength Culture now.
The old elevator.
Hold on a second. I'm an idiot. It's then culture the gym in the
They're used to the Asian. Yes.
Oh, they're changing that.
So in the back now, where they had all that stuff in the back,
Nice.
the whole wall. There was a room back there, and now it's all leg equipment.
Yeah, but torture is 3 minutes away on the rainbow, and that's the rainbow on the end of
It's
the.
so hard for me. Torture's so close. It's literally 3 minutes for me. It's even closer for you.
Yeah, 3 minutes. For me, it's 3 minutes.
Even during the night?
Everything. No, I'm gonna actually go to the movies.
Oh man, I was going to see if Milos wanted to try to.
The Rock, whatever that Christmas bullshit, whatever it's called.
You went on. That doesn't sound. You sound like you don't want to go to the movies. No, you said whatever that bullshit is. That sounds like a Betty wants to watch it, and you're being dragged.
I do.
Once
You wanna come to the movies?
I got to train. I'm trying to get huge, sir.
Yeah.
Matt's flexing.
You have zero chance.
He showed me he walks around with his shirt off, and he has veins now. The keto's working well for him. I hate keto. Don't you think keto's a complete waste?
When I start,
So yeah, we are carb guys. We can't last.
so 2 months ago I was about 280, and I'm 257 to 260 now.
Holy shit.
He's stuck though. What do you think he's gonna have to do to get off that weight? Like he's literally there.
We're stuck?
I'm stuck
Yeah,
at
it's
the.
not- it's
I've
not
been there for about. Yeah,
I'm
I'm staying around.
fast for like 96 hours.
No, I just need to do cardio. I still haven't done any cardio.
Oh, well.
But when I train heavy.
Let me think. Should you do cardio if you want to lose body fat?
No.
Why bother?
No,
Hey,
Huh?
you know when he started all this, right? The day you laughed at his belly.
you know what it was? I just was tired of fucking breathing too heavy. There's no need for it.
I wasn't the only one laughing.
You know what's so funny? You know what's so funny? The funniest part about it. People are messaging me and they're like, "I can't believe that they did that to you." I'm like, "I filmed it, motherfucker. I'm the one that put it out there."
They said I'd never seen Jay laugh like that because you looked at me and I looked at you and you like had this look on your face.
Dude, I look like chewed bubblegum.
He goes, let me see that again. Milo, she's like, when he sees narrations, he said, can I feel it?
No, you didn't say that. No, he said, "Let me see that again," and he went like this with his camera because he wanted to post it.
I would have.
That's why I never send Milos. He'll be like, "Let me see." I'm like, no, because he'll post it on Instagram.
Hey, followers will enjoy. That my head.
Friends.
Okay, let's put this questionnaire. Who wants to see your belly? Okay.
Well, it's not there anymore.
Yeah. He's lost 25 pounds.
Very good.
But I want Milos to come. We got to go train.
Even if us.
So he's preparing for this world tour because he knows. So he's not going to do the keto when he travels because he's going to be exercising so much with all the sightseeing. He's got a bucket list. Listen, he's doing a lifetime bucket list. Like he has seen every. I don't know if you're going to have anything you want to see after this.
No, I will. There's I saw Ben Chow's in Peru and Cusco right now. Seeing he's doing the 3-day hike, the Inca Trail. I want to do that.
Because tell the truth, they didn't touch any carbs in this time.
So the first,
he does.
I did it 14 days after, and then 14 days, and I think I need to do it more often.
Like a little bit, or
no, I went and had like sushi or something like that. Now every 7 days I do it, and I feel like I don't know.
One meal or your whole
One
day.
meal. No, not a whole day. No.
Okay.
Then last week I did 2 meals back.
How long can the body go low carbs like that before you need the trigger?
Look,
I say every 4th day.
Yeah, but that's a carb cycling.
Yeah.
But he's doing ketosis. To be in ketosis, you have to stay in ketosis. You can't really get out.
No.
You should stay.
1 meal, and it's usually the last meal at night before I go to bed.
And I tell you, I hate keto, but
some it works.
I will get the super lean super quick. You just like I can't.
You know what it is? Like I said,
know?
this, and I don't know if it's just the food here, but I feel like I'm more alert. I breathe better. I sleep better. I feel better. And when I eat carbs, I feel like shit. even if I go have a but the other thing is when I go overseas, I'm going to test a little different because you know this, when you eat carbs overseas, it's not the same as eating it here. There's something in our food that just makes me go shit.
You eat fruits.
Yeah.
They're real fruits, not like here. You eat vegetables is different. You eat meat.
The eggs are orange.
I'm only
yellow.
It's not the same. Chicken is not chicken in Serbia and here. Like
not the same.
When my family comes and say, "What is that?" There will be a chicken egg. Oh my god!
You for real. If you're in
eggs are really dark overseas.
You know this. If you're in Italy, you can eat a pizza and it'll go through you like white rice here. It just doesn't affect you.
Try fruits in Japan. Holy shit.
You know, I just saw something in Japan right now. If you're a U.S. citizen and you go to Japan, on Japan Airlines, all your flights within Japan are free.
What?
If you're a U.S. citizen, because they're trying to get U.S. tourists to come.
When?
I have it saved. I'll forward it to you.
Betty's mom is coming in December, so otherwise,
the flights within Japan, not international. So if you're going from Tokyo to Osaka or wherever, it's
last time I was there.
You were there last year?
Yeah, I went there for New Year's. I got there and then we planned a trip, whatever, and there was an earthquake, and it was like.
No, I remember that.
Yeah. The previous time we went there, I had a seminar in Hiroshima that I was supposed to fly to. It's typhoon. All the flights canceled. So every time I come to Japan, there's some,
Will you go to the
something happening.
Masters Olympia there?
It's in Japan next year.
I mean,
next August.
Listen, yeah.
Why don't you compete?
No, you'll have someone in that show, right?
I would have a Jeff Williamson, hopefully, yes, and maybe Gabe Polonic.
If there's a time for you to go, at least there's a show there, and then you can at least go see.
I can't go to Hide's show. We're not in speaking terms.
No, it's not Hide's.
Yeah.
No, it's the Masters Olympia. That's the Olympia puts it on.
Yeah.
Jake Wood's team does.
Well.
Yeah. They're just doing it in Japan. It was in Romania last year. We went here.
Yeah, I'm sure. I just don't want uncomfortable situations. When you kicked out of somebody's house, you don't want to go back to the house.
Just go kick their door in.
Yeah, it's how they play
from the old school.
It's not every loss a loss. All right. So who should have won the contest?
I
think that.
Okay,
but you know what? I'm gonna just ride it like this. If either one of those guys would have won, I wouldn't have been mad. I mean, obviously, we had Martin on here. He says he's coming. We haven't had Chris on the podcast, but I mean,
I think we speak for the world when we say that Chris should consider not retiring. Maybe come back a year or 2 years from now.
He showed the world that he's not a classic guy. He's a bodybuilder.
Yeah, he is about.
He is. He's a bodybuilder that was in a classic division, but he's an open bodybuilder.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, his debut. He got second.
Tell us what you guys think below. I know we're going to have a lot of comments on there, but guys, leave your comment, what you think, if there's anyone else that we missed in that contest. But let's talk about classic versus bodybuilding, what your thoughts are. And of course, we appreciate you guys following along. So,
yeah, right.